Welcome back to Travels Through Tea, day 10 of our 24 teas of Christmas. And as I'm sure you can tell by now with the pot sitting there instead of an actual teapot, we again today have a masala chai. Again, masala means spice, chai means tea. So we have a spice tea from India made with milk. Such a wonderful thing in that it's also much more satisfying if you're hungry because it is made with milk. So again, you're like, really? This is like our third masala. Yes, but this is a vanilla spice masala chai, which would actually then read vanilla spice tea. But it is a vanilla spice chai. Remember, each chaiwala who would be selling their teas on the streets during a festival in India would have kind of their own secret family recipe. So different people with different tastes would be drawn to it. I wanted to show you the difference. This was our sweet cinnamon spice masala that we had a few days ago. This is our vanilla spice. And as you can see, both are made with tea, but there's very different ingredients. This one today, the vanilla spice, smells like cloves and vanilla. Very, very strongly of cloves and vanilla. It smells like the holidays in the Western Hemisphere, cooking in the kitchen. The drink itself smells a lot like a really good sugar cookie now that it's warm, steaming from the pan. It smells like a really good sugar cookie. One that's not too sweet. You know, people in the Depression era and right after, they didn't use as much sugar and things have just that perfect amount of sweetness. That's how it smells. Now, as you may remember from my last video, I spilled this all over the table. I'm going to move this over to my sink and I'll be right back. As soon as I get my strainer, which is actually what we're going to talk about today. We've talked quite a bit about tea, masala tea. So we're going to talk about strainers. And as with the last one, I did spill it all over the place. So it's a great thing that I took it over to the sink. All right, so first of all, there's our beautiful masala chai. Doesn't that look inviting? Oh my gosh. That, if I just saw that sitting somewhere, I'd be like, I have to drink that. That looks so good. And it is so good. It actually does taste a bit like a sugar cookie, but with that little bit of clove in there, the vanilla's strong enough, not too strong. And then that hint of tea. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful tea. All right, so quickly, let's go into different ways to actually strain tea. You might wonder why it is that I use a tea strainer. When you're using loose leaf tea in particular, the tea strainer catches all the teas so that it doesn't go into your cup and you get to drink the wonderful beverage itself. It literally just strains it. This one has some bigger holes in it. So every once in a while you'll notice, I don't know if you can see that or not, every once in a while you'll notice that I get some things in my tea because this has some slightly bigger holes than some of the different bits of the tea get through there. But I like it for two reasons. One is its size. It's a really good size. I don't mind the occasional tea leaf. There are purists who would not be okay with that. It also has this wonderful little holder. So when you're done with it, you put it in there. You don't have to worry about dripping all over the table. This sort of tea strainer works better in terms of catching all the little bits, but it's very tiny. That works for a smaller cup. I'm using great big mugs, not actual cups, to help you to get a really good idea of what the tea looks like. It also doesn't have a little strainer. I could use, or a little holder. I could use a bowl. That would be fine. It's, you know, it's not the world's biggest problem, but I just prefer this one for its size and ease. This is also a sort of tea strainer. It's quite interesting, actually. You put your tea in there, cover it, and then you can then put it into your drink and let it steep on its own if you're not going to make a whole pot. That's the same with this cute little thing my daughter found. It hangs on the side of your cup and you fill it with tea, and then you can also use a nice loose leaf in it. So why not use these all the time? So remember, I've showed you those big open leaves and how the surface area is where you really get the flavor and the tannin from the tea. While these are convenient, they don't allow for the tea leaves to open to their full potential, and you do lose some of the flavor. This is for tea purists, right? These are fine to use. But if you are really looking for the full experience, you would not use these for that reason. You want those tea leaves to be in an open pot where they can expand to their full potential, and all that flavor and the tannin and the oils in the tea can come out, and you get a really true taste of a really nice tea. The idea behind the tea bag is similar to these. If you get a pyramid tea bag, this one is an infusion of mango and pineapple. And it's more open, just like these that I just showed you. It's more open. So you do get a little bit better distribution of the surface area of whatever it is you're trying to do. However, the humble tea bag, I own hundreds of these. I drink tea so regularly. These are great for on the go. This is an Irish tea. This is a plain, it came in a box with lots and lots of them. This is really excellent for iced tea. A little bag where the water can infuse through it. What is inside is not the tea leaf. It is not a rolled tea that's going to open up. This is actually referred to as tea dust. It's the leftover bits. Same with these that come in a foil pack. They're a little bit more protected. Their flavor is allowed to stay a little better because it is protected in these packages. But, same concept. The bag helps you pull it out of your cup, hangs over the side. There are different qualities of tea dust. Thus, you'll notice the different costs in your grocery store, wherever it is that you buy your tea. The reason loose leaf costs more, it's a finer tea. It's better processed than these. And again, when I get my website up and going, I will let you know, and I will go into great detail on that. There's quite a few articles and things from Parliament that go into the fine details of the many different grades of tea. So it's quite interesting, really. But that's why I like the loose leaf. I like the strainer. And that's what I'm giving to you, the friend that sent me this amazing gift. So kind of him. He sent the very best. He sent wonderful tea. So I'm going to use the strainer. I'm going to use the teapots. I warm the pots beforehand. And I use really good water, which is a topic for another day. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this. Oh, something else you might want to know. This particular tea with its clove and vanilla go very lovely with a little mince pie. Mince pie is a little British treat that I grew up with. It's a wonderful, almost cookie-like crust filled with sultanas and lemon and orange and currants. And this particular, because it tastes like such a wonderful Christmas tea, will be absolutely delicious with this mince pie. So I am going to run off and take care of that right now. I will see you on day 11. Thank you so much for joining me.